Hey there, how you doing, guys? This is Ice9, another Madden Mobile video, part 2 of Most Feared, and we got to start out here in the store. This is the best bundle I have seen all year and possibly ever. The reason why I say that, it's 3 signature packs, 3 plus 92 elite players, and also a topper of 2 elite most feared players. Although one of the guys in my league pulled one and he said he only got one most feared elite. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe a glitch or something. Hopefully he gets that worked out. But at any rate, that is phenomenal. This is not luck. You are going to get 3 92 plus players for your team, and as well as 2 elite most feared players, which you could use towards the Urlacher set. So there's some guaranteed coins, some good pulls. And let's go ahead and start off with taking a look at signature players in general. Alright, so we're going to look up signature and we're going to check out these players. And because there's going to be so many people, there's also an individual pack with a plus 92 signature player for 400,000 coins. I did one of those, got Sean Lee, who I kept for my team. And we're going to check out some of these players for elites. So starting out with Drew Brees, and a decent card, pretty good throw accuracies, pretty high level throw accuracies, maybe around the best in the game right now, if not the best in the game. Not very fast or strong, so in terms of running with the quarterback, not great, but the throw power is a little bit better than the usual Drew Brees card. That is not bad at all. We've got a DRC card, and this is pretty strange for a DRC card. For those of us who've been playing me the last 2 years, DRC cards are usually very, very fast and not very strong or not very good tackle. In this case, the strength is a bit higher than normal. The strength is usually in the 40s or the 50s. But that speed, EA is really making an effort to keep the speed of players down a little bit this year. And also the overalls are down a little bit as well from this time in the year. One card that I think of in particular, signatures last year released about this time, was there was a 98 Ed Reed card. And that Ed Reed card was a 98. It was a great card. I used it a lot of the years, ran it for months and months and months. And there is nothing like that this year. As a matter of fact, if you look, and we're going to go back to this, but right now, if you look 94s and above, there's only really one player, and that is most feared Urlacher, which is now going for about 2 million coins, as we could see. So we're going to go back to signatures, though, and we're going to go back to these elites. So Sebastian Janikowski, this is a pure overall card. Pretty good card, pretty good kick power, kick accuracy. That card will kick a fair amount of balls in the end zone for touchbacks, so not really something that I'm interested in, but for overall, it's pretty cool. Chris Conti, which not really sure why he's getting a card, but zone coverage is pretty good. Not overwhelmingly fast, as we could see with the trend. And going along with that, look at this Dwight Freeney card. So here is a defensive end. Really good acceleration. Not such great tackle or hit power, though. But 79 speed with 83 strength. So this is a card. I don't know what the block shed is. That's certainly very important on a defensive end. He's got really good acceleration. But with that kind of speed, you'd like to see a little bit more speed and better tackle on a defensive end. So it's kind of a weak 92 card if you really look at it. And moving on, defensive tackle, Fletcher Cox, and you can see him as compared to Wilfork, and there's a fair amount of red in this card. The tackle is not too concerning, nor is the awareness. The strength boosts up easily. That's not a problem. The power moves are really good. So this is not a bad card, pretty fast. But again, a fair amount of red over lower overall cards. Useless position here, tight end. And when you look at this card for Greg Olsen, yes, it's a 93. The catch is pretty decent, but if you've got Eifert, which I do, and Gronk, where are you going to fit this guy in the lineup? This guy has no place, and a lot of people already have Eifert and are getting Gronk right now, so there's no place in the lineup for him. We're going to go into Eifert again in a little bit. Pretty good card right here. Good coverage stats for a linebacker and decent speed at this time of the year. Strength boosts up easily. Decent tackle, so that's a pretty good card. And there's Conti again. And Alshon Jeffrey here. So again, under 90 speed. Very, very strong. Good catch numbers that'll boost to 99 with Gronk. So that's a good possession, decent jump ball receiver type of thing, but under 90 speed. And really for a wide receiver, I would really like somebody, you know, at this point of the year, 91, 92 speed would be ideal. He's going to blow by corners at sometimes, etc. But an 89 is going to be more of a catch it in a crowd type of wide receiver, which this guy can do. He's a big guy, and the jump is pretty good, but again, not the greatest 92 card I've ever seen. For linemen, this is a good card, but look at the pass block is pretty low on it. And everything else looks okay, but for guard, I'd like him to be a little bit faster. That impact block and run block are pretty good, but it's kind of offset by the fact that he's got 63 speed and 77 acceleration. So he may block real well, but when a guard goes out to pull, this guy, in my opinion, is not going to do the greatest job. He's just not fast enough to pick up blocks, even though he can block very well for the run. Slower speed and acceleration like this is really suited more for a pass blocking type of guy, and this guy's got 83 pass block, which isn't even as good as Kyle Long, which I have on my team right now. Still a good card for overall, but really what it comes down to, and we're just gonna, it's overall versus gameplay. And when you look at my team now, I did go ahead and did whatever I could, and I got Urlacher. And I wanted to get it done so I could try to make coins in the event. Well, I was starting to make coins back until these signature packs came out. I had to get one. But this is a good card right here. It's a good boost. Very good boost, as I said in my last video. And he does boost up pretty nice. This is going to be a viable option at middle linebacker for months, I think. The Kuechly card's probably a little bit better. The Showdown Kuechly card, but this is a better boost, so I have a feeling that and he's a Chicago Bear. He'll be on my team for a while. But when you look at overall versus gameplay, though, just got to go right in this direction, right here, and take a look at this. And he boosts overall a lot. An awareness boost in a 95 player for Eifert. This boosts your team a lot, but for anybody who has Gronk, this player is not as good. The key thing with this guy, so that means you got to run him in the slot, and the key thing is the acceleration is decent, and for a slot receiver, that's maybe a little bit more important than speed, but speed is also somewhat important in the slot for guys getting open on slants and things of that nature. And 81 speed, he's just not going to be able to do that much. And I've seen that in gameplay already. So he's a big guy. He's a big target. And, you know, having a blocker in their slot at a tight end instead of just a wide receiver has its advantages for the run game. But as a whole, this guy is not going to be able to make as many plays, particularly in higher settings, Hall of Fame, and all Madden gameplay, because he's not fast enough to get separation. There are really some plays where the slot can really get open and get loose in the middle of the field, depending on what defense is played. With this guy, he's not going to be able to maximize that opportunity because he's just not fast enough. So he's good for overall, but he's not good for gameplay. Not a really good player for gameplay. And got Gronk, still running Ponder. One of the things that really annoys me about this guy, he's very mobile and strength boost up really good and acceleration. So he's pretty mobile and the throw power's not bad. The bad thing is I've seen with this guy, and I don't know if it's just something that goes on this year or a nerf or what the story is on this, but this guy has a really, really slow release, and it's extremely annoying at times when you know you make the pass, you're just making a touch pass trying to get rid of it before you get creamed by some defender, and he just won't release the ball. It's super annoying. Definitely looking to replace him, but right now I just don't see the player that I want to replace him with. Nobody's really good enough. And with these signatures here, yeah, I'll do one. I did my pack. I got Sean Lee, which is 92, not the highest overall pull, but it's a good pull. And it's a player that I could use getting a pass coverage type of linebacker in on that tight end side is definitely a good idea. Putting Von Miller on that weak side as a pass rusher, that's a good scheme as far as I'm concerned. But none of the players, like DRC, I wouldn't necessarily replace this guy with him. Just not good enough. Really more for overall than it is for gameplay. And so neither of these corners, I couldn't see replacing him with DRC as an example. But that is what is going on. So got Urlacher. Really did the event a lot of times. And in particular, this trick or treat set, which has been phenomenal. We'll go ahead and do one. And look at this, I get a gold on the trick or treat pack. That's not very common. That's only happened a few times. But that gives you really an example of how good that set is. Let's see here. So I've done that 187 times. Almost 200 times in the trick or treat set. I've been playing the live event a ton. A whole lot. And so with that has been able to, now I'm at the point where I'm just selling gold players as I get them. So we're going to take a look here. And we're going to look up Mason's card and see what he's going for. They're usually going for 20K on my auction house. And let's look up Mason. And let's see what he's going for here. Pulls have been really good for most fear. It looks like 20,000 is kind of sitting. Try a little bit lower here. 18,000, see if he's sitting there. So he's not even being listed at that. It's a little too low. And 19 is also a little bit too low. So I'll go ahead and go in on Mason. And he's going to go enraged here pretty soon, which is pretty cool. And we're going to go in at kind of a arbitrary price. I'm sure he'll sell quickly at that, but that's a good little pop for a live event. And basically for one collectible off a live event, that was a good pull. That's not very common. But it's still, this is an event you can make money on, and depending on how many coins you have or how much you're willing to spend in the game in terms of stamina refills, Urlacher is pretty possible. I got him done, And, you know, I had some coins to start off with, but by playing that live event, it was productive and I was able to get them. So if you're willing to grind that, some of the benefits are you could really level up quickly. I mean, I'm up to right now P31 and getting pretty close to a P32. So that's absolutely phenomenal. So just wanted to talk a little bit about that. And now, after Most Feared, we're going to have some fun because a lot of players who don't have real high overall teams, if they could get some of these Most Feared players, and I still got 9 out of 10 out of them. The only one I'm missing is a Zach Strafe. You could play all these guys, and they're going to boost up overall while they're enraged. Janovich, I don't think I'll play. Still over DeMarco. DeMarco's pretty good at his position. I don't think Mason Foster is exactly going to take over from Urlacher. And in the other linebacker position, I don't see him taking that as well in the 3-4 because I've got a PLR booster in there right now. But Cordarrelle Patterson, I could see playing him. Maurice Alexander, definitely. Shaq Thompson, it's a possibility over Sean Lee. I'll have to see what he boosts up with or what his stats are going to look like. LeGarrette Blount, definitely I will play him with the live events for the Most Feared. They're in their enraged mode. I think they're raised 10 overall at the very least. And he's a beast. He boosts up to 99 strength. He runs over everybody. He's even good. I've played him in Hall of Fame gameplay, and he's pretty good. Very, very good. Trucking back. Very, very strong. Keanu Neal, I'll probably play him, and as well as Jalen Ramsey too. Gabe Jackson, I'll probably take a shot as well. When these guys are enraged, I'll definitely play them. Then at the end of it, I'll probably just put the set together, sell an elite, or just sell them individually, which is also a possibility as well. So that's really it. Also I did the achievement, and where is it? Look at all those domination collectibles. Definitely hold on to them the last 2 years, guys. 2 years. Domination collectibles have been able to be used for Gauntlet when it comes out. I know that's months and months away, and this is quite a bit of space on the bench that this is taking up. But this will give you a big head start towards Gauntlet, and chances are very good that you're going to be able to use these collectibles. So there's the essence of Urlacher, and I suppose we're going to find out very soon what that does for us. We will definitely see what it does for us. I am not sure at this point. Hopefully something really cool keeps him enraged for the whole year. That'd be awesome. That way you could play Urlacher all year probably, but we'll definitely see. And then building up trophies, got 36 elites, 147 golds, and 322 silvers. And the silvers are important because what I am thinking, if Road to the Playoffs comes out, and it should come out soon, and it's anything like these sets for the heroes, you need a Team Hero collectible, probably some elite trophies, gold players. I assume with Road to the Playoffs, it's going to be a elite player involved and probably some specific Road to the Playoffs players, so that's probably going to be involved, but there also might be another collectible type thing. If that's the case, I've got the silver trophies to do, let me see, the collectible exchange set. And, you could just use useless type of things like extra post-game collectibles, which of this type I've got 70 and 83. So I'd use those types of things for it. It's been pretty good, this set. In 97 times, I got 2 of these hero collectibles out of it, which is not really too bad at all. That's not a bad way to go, as opposed to 40 gold players that you need for it otherwise. I mean, that's basically was EA's way of saying, hey guys, pull packs or do this set. And this set has actually been pretty productive, depending if you've got some new cool set coming out. So we'll see how that goes. And that is my video, most feared, about to go enraged. That'll be really cool. It's been a really fun event this year. I'd say about as good as last year, which is to say it's been definitely the best event of this year, the best promo of this year so far. And again, even though the signature players aren't too exciting for me, that is still a good deal. As far as EA goes, as anyway. I mean, yes, that's super expensive, but topper of 2 elite most feared players and 392 plus guaranteed players is definitely a lot better than what EA usually does. So that is my video for the day, and thanks for watching, guys.